whenever you come across this tarot reading, there is someone out there that is watching you through any means that they can to gain some sort of information on you. And it's because they feel guilty. All right, now this card came out, Resistance, Secret Admirer, Suppressing, and Timid. So we're going to see exactly why this person hasn't reached out to you yet. But what's coming through is they're surveilling you in some way, shape, or form, and they feel guilty. Now we do have union, reconciliation. All right, but whenever you're watching this, it can be for you. Reading is general and timeless. And if you would like a personal tarot reading, a private one-on-one session with me, Akashic Records, or to join our Patreon, check out the box below so you can join the Blue Rose Mystery School community. Now, why do we have Secret Admirer, Suppressing, and Timid? For this person is watching you because they feel guilty. Why Secret Admirer, Suppressing, and Timid? For this person feel, look at that. The cards are carding. Sneaky. This person's watching you because they feel guilty. Sneaky, fake profile, hiding from you, behind the scenes, social media, divine feminine. Why do we have Sneaky, Secret Admirer, and divine feminine? For they're watching you because they feel guilty. They know that they lied. They know they feel guilty. They're trying to avoid some sort of karma. They're watching you because they know. They know that you know. You know the song by J. Cole, She Knows. She knows. You know, or he knows. You know everything. But here's the thing, you know, you may not even be watching them, but you know everything. And that's exactly why they're watching you. It says fake profile, hiding from you, behind the scenes, or social media. So it's either social media or, you know, through the grapevine, some way, somehow. There is someone, though, that's not showing it, but it's almost like they're either checking for karma, for some of you, checking if they're going to get karma. Multiple choices, hot and cold, and we have clarity, truth, intentions, and honesty. It's like someone is realizing that you were telling the truth in a situation. What do we have for the collective on? They feel guilty. Why do we have fake profile, social media, secret admirer? So they feel guilty and they're watching you. We have first chakra, Archangel Michael. So that's the root chakra. Archangel Michael can also resonate with you. Why do we have truth, intentions, honesty, decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices? We do have blossoming abundance over here. Why do we have truth, intentions, honesty, decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices? Door to value. And then we have door to romance over here. Did someone lie to you about money in some way, shape, or form? Why do we have truth, intentions, honesty, decisions, hot and cold? Yeah, they realize that you were pure-hearted the whole time. There's someone that's wanting to know about you because they're wondering if they are going to get karma. They're realizing that karma didn't hit you how they thought it would hit you because they realize that you are the queen or the king of the light. And so there's someone definitely watching you online, but it's more of they're worried about themselves. They're watching you and they can't see anything but blessings, advancement. They can't help but see how anointed you are, that God's hand is still on you. And this is someone who, you know, is like just kind of realizing of like, oh, I was wrong. Or like it's someone that's like, oh, you know, so we're going to see exactly what happened. We do have divine guidance, higher knowing over here. So let's see what the tarot. We got the tattoo tarot. We do have the map maker of destiny. Uh-oh, and as I say that, divine order, natural law, somebody is worried if they're going to get karma. They're like, oh, shit. They're like, uh-oh. What happened to the collective is not what I thought was going to happen. Where for some of you, someone's confused. That's why we have clarity. God is making things clear. You receive nothing but celebration, wealth, prosperity. You're doing well in life, but it's to the point that someone's kind of scared. They're just like, oh, I thought the collective would have gotten karma by now. Karma's not hitting you as they thought that it would, which kind of leads down. It's almost like someone is thinking behind the scenes of like, oh shit, was it maybe me? That's how someone feels here. What do we have for the collective here? Too many cards. We do have the King of Swords, Ace of Coins, the Ten of Swords. What do we have for the collective? What do we have for the collective here? They're watching you because they feel guilty. Why do we have sneaky, social media, secret admirer, truth, conflicted for, oh gosh. What do we have for the collective? Why the Chariot card in reverse? For, they're watching you because they feel guilty. Why the Chariot card in reverse with the Eight of Coins? For, they're watching you because they feel guilty. Whoa, natural law and order. Ma'at over here. So this is the card of Ma'at. Cycles of growth, natural law, divine order. Now here's the thing here. You're getting justice, but somebody thought that your justice scales were going to tip. No. Celebration. You have celebration on the bottom of the deck too. Why the Chariot card in reverse? For, they're watching you because they feel guilty. This person knows it. They know that you know, but they also know, they're realizing, oh, sugar, honey, iced tea, I think I was the bad guy in the situation. There's somebody that's watching you because, you know, and at least the person I'm reading for, but maybe you are wishing karma upon them. My 12th house Pisces self, like, never, ever thinks like that. Mars and Libra for me, you know, where this is natural law and order. So there might, somebody may have also wondered, like, oh, is the collective sending things my way? Like, this person is left to deal with themselves. They tried to be sneaky. They got karma. Chariot card in reverse because they were trying to be sneaky. Why the Seven of Swords and the Chariot card in reverse? For fake profile, social media, secret admirer, truth, conflicted. Why the Chariot card in reverse and the Seven of Swords? For they're watching you because they feel guilty. Why the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Chariot card in reverse, and the Seven of Swords? For they're watching you because they feel guilty. There is power. There is power in the tongue. There is the power of life and death in the tongue. And that's what this is about. You don't just start, this is somebody who just starts calling out justice for nothing. That person cut me off. Oh, I want justice in every lifetime and this and that. And no. You know, where when you call out justice and things, you better make sure you better make sure that you're in the right. You can't use your spiritual power for things like that. See, what happened here is somebody's starting to feel guilty and they're watching you because they're realizing they were wrong. This is somebody who tried to use some sort of power against you. They prayed against you. They did whatever. Prayed against you, ritual against you. They thought against you. And then they got almost instant karma. Over here. And I think the key thing, it's interesting. We had the card free will. If you go back in the video, it said free will. And then we have natural law. Yeah, you could use your free will for anything. But that's what a lot of people forget about ancient truth. You know, for anyone who's watching me, you know, who's never seen any of my other videos or even my other YouTube channel, because I do have another YouTube channel. I never share the names on both channels, where I just say you have to align to either both or one of the channels. So I am an initiated high priestess. Labels mean nothing. We are nothing. We are nothing but just stardust, that has personified, as like a hologram of God, of goddess, of source. So all of that means nothing. But I say that just because of my training experience and what I've studied when it comes to spirituality and ancient wisdom and truth. So mystery school teachings. Just because you have free will, I have free will, I could do whatever I want. Yeah, but be careful about using your free will to interfere in someone else's. In the light or in the dark, both ways. This is somebody who, they're watching you because they know that they tried to interfere with your life and meddle. They know that they tried to use their free will to pray against you, think against you, or do something against you. And this person almost got instant karma. They try to do something behind the scenes. They try to be sneaky behind the scenes. And I will say it was using their spiritual power, Ace of Wands. It was denied. Why the Eight of Coins here for? As soon as I said denied, you see how that candle went down and out? Denied. There's power in the tongue. There's power in your mind. There's power in rituals. And they always think it's the high priestess doing it. It's not always the high priest. The high priest is actually just chilling, but by that I mean, and what I said before, the light or the dark. This could come from a place of fear. It doesn't matter if you're calling upon Archangel Michael. If you're doing that in a place of fear and that person's innocent, you're still sending negative, say, energy their way. It doesn't matter what you choose. If you're praying to Jesus, of Jesus, please take that person down. Jesus, I can't. That person is innocent. It doesn't matter, again, who or what you call, even the name of God. There is power in your thought, especially in the tongue, and in everything else. And this is someone who tried to use a spiritual power against you. Why do we have the Eight of Coins for fake profile, hiding from your secret admirer? Why the Eight of Coins for they're watching you because they feel guilty? The Magician card. Why the Eight of Coins and the Magician card for they're watching you because they feel guilty? The Devil. Why the Justice card for they're watching you because they feel guilty? Victory in your name. Benefit and favor. All right, where we have the Six of Wands, we have the Justice card here. There is justice in your favor as far as victory. Three of Cups, again, celebration. So just confirming everything we just said, they're watching you and observing you because they're realizing they were the bad guy in your story. They're showing up as the Devil Magician. Now, I would like to say too, in this reading, it's the light or the dark. All right, this could be someone praying. A lot of those books of Psalms, a lot of the Old Testament is kind of crazy if you read it out loud, kind of thing, and and it could be anything, right? Because sometimes people think Magician's Devil card is like candles and this and that. No, it's all of this stuff. Somebody got karma from trying to declare a war against you. They tried to do some sort of justice work against you, and they got it all back on them. And you got nothing but blessings and celebration. Now, what is the advice for the collective on? They're observing you and watching you because they feel guilty. Why the Three of Wands? For they're observing you and watching you because they feel guilty. You expanded beyond this. We have the Three of Wands here, which is expansion. So it could be reward for hard work, seeing the fruits of your labors. We have the Hermit card over here too. Also, you taught this person a spiritual lesson. That's what this is. Five of Swords. Don't fight yourself. The Five of Swords energy here. The Five of Swords energy is also pick and choose your battles wisely. You think so hard, right? Someone may think and truly believe, oh no, I know they're against me. I know they're doing things. Why did you do that? Five of Swords. Choose your battles wisely. Where you taught someone a spiritual lesson. And I will say, again, it could be the light or the dark, because yes, it's the dark magicians. It's also those people praying and colonizing people for no reason, You taught this person a spiritual lesson here. And just like I said at the beginning of the reading, we all do have free will. Why would I ever go into a church and like bring my tarot and say like, you guys are wrong and this isn't, like, it's just like, it's unnecessary. You do have a free will to choose. What do you choose? And so you kind of gave this person, though, like a lesson of like, well, you chose that with your free will. And I will say this person got karma. All right. What's some more advice for the collective on dealing with this person? You are transmuting, balancing this. Why the Two of Coins here for advice for the collective on dealing with this person? Everything they tried to send or project your way, it went back to them. Why the Four of Wands in reverse for advice for the collective on how to deal with this person? Why the Eight of Swords for advice for the collective on how to deal with this person? Whoa. That's why you have, like, this is somebody who like, no, justice. Oh, you better make sure that your justice is like the highest truth. Where, when it comes to Ma'at is not love and light Ma'at. Like the ancient Ma'at is balance of all sides, all perspectives, all things. And so, this is someone that was like, no, I'm Eight of Wands. I'm sending the energy out that way. I am going to bring justice. And then boom, instant return to sender. Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords over here. If someone's, and this is the ancient truth here, if someone is truthfully living in their truth, you don't have to like it, but as long as someone is in God's will, 144, as I say that, you cannot take their will. And it's not always going to be what we like, right? Do I feel called to go to a Catholic church? Not at all whatsoever. Would I ever send energy towards a Catholic's way? As long as you're minding your business, not doing anything to me, not at all whatsoever. You know? Or like, there's no reason to protect ourselves if no one is doing anything. Now, if a Catholic, maybe coming up to me like with clubs and pitchforks and things, like maybe I might have to start praying. Like maybe then I have to. But this is somebody that learned a lesson. We're like, nope, and for some of you, they try to do a truth or justice spell upon you, and it really badly backfired on them. How does this person feel about the collective? How does this person feel about the collective? Why 10 of Cups, 3 of Coins, and the Tower card for how this person feels about they feel like you are protected. Whoa. They feel like you are royalty. And I mean, maybe that's not how they always felt about you, but that's how they feel about you now. They feel as if you are royalty. The Tower card with the 7 of Wands. And they feel like you, your life, and your family are very protected. How does the collective feel about this person? How does the collective feel about this person? It's interesting because how you feel about this person. Now, you may feel as if like, why would you do that? 999. So the number 9 can resonate with you. Closing out karmic cycles. And I think that's what kind of saved you in this situation. 2 of Cups here. You actually don't feel anything bad towards this person. Now, what is the relationship between the collective and this person? What is the relationship? Whoa, it was something that was love. And then it went sour. But here's the thing. This is a relationship, but that at one point, like a lot of love here. Something happened, 5 of Cups went sour. But the next step was to go within into some sort of healing cycle or lesson. This person decided to try to get justice against you, towards you. What is this person's intentions towards the collective? For they're observing you because they feel guilty. Whoa. What is this person's intentions towards the collective? This person, Queen of Wands in reverse, King of Swords, Seven of Cups, the Sun card, a lot of Leo energy. Why the Seven of Cups and the Sun card? For how this person feels about the collective. Now, I will say, this person has learned a lesson of picking and choosing their battles wisely. This forced this person to heal. Seven of Cups with the Sun card here. This person, how they feel about you. Now, at this point, though, they feel like you're very strong. They feel like you and everything connected to you is very protected. This person ended up having to go on a healing journey because of what they did here. All right, so that's what I have for you. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. Now, what do we have for the collective on? They're watching you and observing you because they feel guilty. The sacral chakra can resonate with you. Could even be an old lover. It doesn't have to be. Archangel Ariel can also resonate with you. Why do we have the sacral chakra and the crossroads for how this person feels? It does feel like this person had a choice. You know, free will, we have choices. And there's technically nothing wrong. No wrong choices with free will. But it's not to say there's not choices that will bring you karma with your free will. Envy, as I say that. So with the Angel of Strength here, confirmation. We had the Strength card, Five of Cups. So when this relationship went sour, it really just feels like it was supposed to be like, okay, you know, we're going to work on ourselves separately. But this person started to attack you. This person started to like, no, I want truth. I want justice. I want balance. And that's kind of where they messed up here. You know, because it actually is showing that you were very truthful, very honest with them. And on your journey, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So this is more of someone that was upset with you and wants to seek revenge. That's not how the universe feels, you know, say about you. What do we have for advice on? They're observing you and watching you because they feel guilty. Patience and stillness, selflessness, humility, conscious action. You know, so you're being patient and still as you move forward. When it comes to the situation with this person, I'm going to grab 2 more cards. What else do we have for the collective on? They're observing you and watching you because they feel guilty. You may get a gift, okay? Now, I will say, and it's not to say that their decision was wrong, but it feels like there was some sort of, you know, ending between you both. And you both were just, you know, being led on healing journeys. The Secret. And this person, though, decided to kind of seek revenge, and that just created more karma for them. The Gift. Present, honoring, offering, okay? You are about to receive a gift. And again, like the universe is actually rewarding you in this reading, which that's why this person is watching you of like, oh crap, I thought they were going to get karma by now, you know, but no, you're in alignment and it's more of this person who's learning a lesson. What's a final message of advice for? They're observing you and watching you, and they feel guilty. What's a message of advice? Jai Ma Kali Ma. Now, I did a reading with Kali Ma on my other channel of, you know, she's kind of like the spiritual, straight whiskey, straight truth, no chaser, unfortunately. And if it's not your style, that's the only way she operates, you know, but she only comes from love. And you ended up giving this person a heart awakening where you were pure love. And this person had to accept the reflection of, I guess you're full of shit. And not that this person's full of shit, you know, but Kali Ma is the goddess of truth, baby, over here. Kali Ma, there is nothing more true than Kali Ma. She is the embodiment of the wild truth. And that's the thing here, though, where somebody like did a truth justice spell on you. They ended up going into some deep healing, Jai Ma Kali Ma here. Where major spiritual changes are unfolding, this is your chance to soar. Awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. All right. And then this card did also fall. Focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Where this person did not get what they wanted. You know, where this was a lesson of, yeah, you can use your free will. Remember that there's a God's will, you know, separate from religion, you know. You can't interfere with people's free wills. And what I'm seeing here, you know, is there is beautiful and great things coming your way. I'm seeing that you were loved. You did love them. You do love them. And them throwing all that stuff your way, you know, you actually taught them like this lesson of deeply healing. You sent someone into deep healing. You know, that's what I have for you here. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.